It is exactly 11:36. We're moving along and we're going to be talking to urban gardener and community activist, and she is Yumna Beukes. Yumna, assalamu alaikum. Lovely to have you on air. Welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Lovely to have you here. Tell me, where are you based?
In Bedtrams.
Okay. So this is very exciting for us because this is all about upliftment within the communities, and we hope that by way of this program, people will be able to replicate what's happening, what you're doing in your area. We understand that you are one of the champions of Josie, Mount Josie. All right, there's someone in the room with you, and I can hear them on air. They're talking, and I can hear them. My mic is very sensitive. It picks everything up. All right, let's see if we can proceed. Let's talk about Babize Bonke. What is that all about?
Babize bonke, it's a saying, call all together, because we actually want everybody to replicate, as you just said, in all the other areas and do what I'm doing in our community.
I'll move it. Okay, thanks. Yumna, thank you for being patient. Can you tell us how your journey into urban gardening and community activism first began?
My journey in the urban gardening started with street sweeping because of dumping. And every corner had dumping, and we were sweeping the streets. And then I realized that this dumping on the corners will not actually stop. I need to do something about it. So when I looked at the soil, and then I realized that you can actually plant in this soil. So I started doing the urban gardens on the corners.
And how many corners have you actually planted up to now?
34.
Oh, what kind of produce do you plant and grow?
I plant millies, I plant green beans, I plant green pepper, I plant chilies, I plant pumpkin, spinach. I do potatoes also, and I do kale, and I do the tomatoes.
So, how does your garden empower the community, especially young people and women? And we know that our country has a huge problem with youth unemployment. Are you finding more and more young people coming to join you and really spreading the urban gardens?
Not really, because why? Our youth needs, as you said, employment. They need a stipend, and I am doing it voluntarily. No one gives me a stipend, anything. I just do it out of love. So our youth needs stipend. So if somebody can be the one that says, okay, you train this youth, and then I will give them stipend, that is when we will get more youth involved into this gardening.
How do you manage it? You've told me that you've got over 30 odd corners or pavements that you have actually cultivated. I'm sure you have a little bit of help. You can't be doing all of that alone. And I'm also wondering about funding regarding seeds. Where do you get your seed from? And how do you manage people coming to harvest and take some of the food away, some of the fresh produce away?
It's actually the community that gives me seeds. There's a lot of people who comes with seeds, and I also do my own seeds when they are dumping, and I find tomatoes or green peppers or or pumpkins on the corners. I wash them, those seeds, and I dry them and I plant them. But most of them, the community brings me seeds to plant. Managing harvesting, it is actually not easy to manage it, because why? People are hungry. Soon as they see green, they harvest. So you have every time to reprimand and say, no, you can't take it now, it's not ready yet, and things like that.
So tell us how your gardens have impacted on the issue around food security and the fresh produce in your area. You've just indicated that people, because they're hungry, they don't wait for, the right time to harvest the food. But let's look at the impact. Are you feeding more and more people who don't have enough to sustain themselves?
Yes, there is a lot of people that are benefiting, because when we have a lot of spinach, like uh, you can't leave it to be there all the time. So you have to harvest and take it to the soup kitchens, because the soup kitchens are the ones that are really, really struggling. The soup kitchens, sometimes they don't have nothing to give, and people are depending on those soup kitchens. And people who are cooking by their homes and drive out with their cars and give people, they identify spots and go and drop some food there, cooked food for people, because most of the people don't even have spaces to cook for themselves. So if they see ready-made food that is already there, you are giving them, they get happy, and they are very, very grateful.
How has your gardening project strengthened community bonds and encouraging kind of collective action? Has that started happening?
Yes, there's a co-op and a NPO that is Mangwete Holdings. They actually adopted one of my gardens, and they are cooking on Tuesday and Thursdays. So I'm actually very happy, because why? That will also encourage others to join, because this is not an easy task. We need to be, all of us, hands on, so that we can assist the people who cannot assist themselves.
Is your gardens, your urban gardens, is it a 24/7 operation? Do you find that you've got to get up early in the morning and go tend to your gardens throughout the day and 7 days a week?
I actually wake up at 5:30, because why? I do the corners also. When they are dumping there, you have to go and clean up. So I am always there, and in the gardens, and I'll move from one garden to another garden, and to clean and to see that the soil is put together to the veggies. And there's some guys who are helping me by bringing me soil, clean soil to put around the plants.
Wow. Okay, let's go for an ad break. When we come back, we'll talk some more with you regarding urban gardening.
Thank you.
Of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042 203 1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic Sharia and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
The chaos and destruction in the Gaza Strip is beyond comprehension. Virtually everyone is displaced, hungry, and in urgent need of life-saving humanitarian support. The Al-Imdad Foundation has been working tirelessly to address the health, nutrition, and water needs of the population. Our hospital, water deliveries, and hot meal programs are made possible with your support. Your donation, big or small, is a lifeline for those in dire need. Help Gaza survive. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Kids these days are smart, and when you're competing for their attention against their smartphones, you need to make smart choices, like using Sunfoil triple refined pure sunflower oil in every meal you make. It's naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether you're cooking, frying, or
All right,
baking,
so
you
just
get the great
just
tasting
to let
results
you know that
that'll
she
get them
did share that with me.
faster
My
than the
lips are
latest
sealed.
app.
It's something we
And
don't
if
talk
that doesn't
about.
work, change the Wi-Fi
Yeah, so
password.
I am.
Sunfoil. Now we're
Okay,
cooking.
so we'll talk some more.
Rejuvenating media
Okay,
day by day.
Jazakallah.
This is Salam Media.
Welcome back, and oh my word, we are speaking to an amazing woman. Her name is Yumna Beukes, and I just can't believe what she has achieved in the area that she lives in. I'm also thinking, off air, I was thinking, just imagine if you had a couple of women or just two women in every community replicating what Yumna Beukes is doing. We will be feeding so very many hungry people throughout Johannesburg. So, Yumna, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you. I think you are an angel. You're an angel in disguise, and may you live lots more years to continue doing and inspiring other people around you. I salute you. I'm in the deepest of admiration for what you're doing. And I think I need to come and meet with you. And I think I need you to give me some tips on gardening. So maybe, just maybe, I can get people in my community to start doing pavement gardens and let
Inshallah.
poor people, feed off that. So, oh, you're amazing. Your family must be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah for that. So let me also ask you, what are some of the most inspiring success stories that have come out of your garden projects?
You know, the first year that I planted, it's now 3 years. This is my 4th year I'm planting. The first year that I planted, when I managed to, when I got into, there was trees. I planted trees also around the vegetables. So I didn't even notice there was so much of tomatoes and ready in the corner of Viljoen Street, so and Carnival. So I didn't have a basket or nothing with me. It was just my dress. Luckily, I wear pants under my dress. So I harvest those tomatoes so quick, and I put it in my dress, and I carried it to one of the soup kitchens in Freire Road, and I gave them there, and I said, make soup out of this soup, this tomatoes. And there's another soup kitchen also. I went and harvest again, and I saw women coming, and I gave them, and I was excited, and they wanted some kale, and I picked some kale and I gave them. So I was very happy. That was my first year.
Oh, that's marvelous. It's absolutely wonderful. And really, I don't think that any South African should be going hungry. If any South African says to us, I don't have food to put on the table, then that indicates that they're not applying their minds, because we must absolutely insist that our pavements are utilized as urban gardens, so that
Gardens.
nobody
Oh,
ought to go hungry.
hungry.
Um, I'm what are the tips that you can give to people living in small or limited spaces to start their own little gardens at home?
You know, a year back, I planted a lot of green peppers. You know, these plastic baths, because why they break, and then if you put your soil in there and you plant in those plastic baths, because you can put it on your veranda, you can put it, you can even separate away with them so that people can walk in between, and then you plant. There's I have a lot of green peppers out of those baths. And then you can even on your veranda, you can plant in your cardboard boxes of milk. You see the 2 liter of milk, you cut that in four corner, you plant in that, and you put sticks, you can harvest out of that and you can eat. And you can plant in the cardboard boxes. If you put a plastic inside the cardboard box, you plant in that. You will also have a lot of harvest out of that if you have a small space.
Wow. Looking ahead, what are your long-term goals for your garden and the broader community that you serve? And here I'm also wondering about your local councillors. Have they ever come up to you? Have they offered any assistance? Is there a plan with local councillors to perhaps expand this in your area as well? You've kind of indicated you've got over 30 odd corners, but imagine if the entire suburb has got had got these pavement gardens. Nobody will go hungry.
You see, councillors, they get excited when they see, like, my councillor was like, one day I didn't even know he was noticing that I'm planting on the corners. He was saying to me, Mama, don't plant on Lang Street corner, because when I'm driving there, I don't see the cars, because I like to plant millies for the zoo. So he says to me, don't plant on that corner, plant small vegetables, that because I can't see. So I notice, oh, he knows that I'm planting on the corners. So I'm actually wanting to approach them and say to them, we need to plant in every area, and they must assist me. I am going to approach them. And the one in Troyville, he was very pleased. The councillor of Troyville was pleased with the gardens that I had there, because why? That was a serious dumping. So I started planting on those corners, and a lot of people had food out of that.
Now, I drove through Troyville a couple of months ago, and in Troyville and surrounding areas, I think the other area is called La Rochelle, and just La Rochelle and Troyville and surrounds. And I was absolutely shocked to see the state of the streets and the litter. Just like in central downtown Johannesburg, lots and lots of people are just dumping everywhere. Do you think that if all of these little suburbs turned their pavements into pavement gardens, sidewalk gardens, that the litter will stop? But then there's also the big question of, where do you think people will then take their litter away? Because they using the easy way out, they dumping their litter on pavements and street corners. But if people have put in a lot of hard work into pavement gardens or urban gardens, we don't want that to be destroyed by litter. So what would your answer be to that?
My answer to that, there's nothing that we cannot recycle. So if the recycling can be the key word to every household, because why? Even the food that they are wasting on the corners, all those pap and all those rices and all those things that they are throwing on the corners, those litter and things and dumping, it can be turned to compost and recycling. Those plastics can be recycled, those bottles can be recycled, those there's all that. We don't need any thing on those corners. We can recycle, and recycle can put also food on the table, because when they recycle those things, they will earn something out of that. So if recycle can be the key word and the buzzword to every person in South Africa, we will have a better country.
Wow. Seeing that you now have made such an impact in your communities, and you are planning on approaching your counselors, perhaps this is something you need to take up with them as well. If they put recycling bins in strategic corners in the suburbs, one for plastic, one for bottles, one for newspapers, etc., one for just compost, then perhaps people won't dump indiscriminately like they do. So do you think you can do that for us on behalf of the people? Speak to the councillors and see if they can start putting these recycling bins very strategically in all the community corners.
Really, that is very, very important. And I was even thinking of if we can have events on educating people, and have some trainings to train people, because what people learn by seeing how you do. It's not everybody who can just become practical and understand. They want to see how you do it, and they want to question, and they want to understand. So if we can start having events about these things, like civic Saturdays, and help people and say to them, with this you can do this, with this you can do this, you don't need to put it on the corner. And if the burns are there for the people to put it there, it will be very, very wonderful.
Yumna Beukes, I salute you for this amazing initiative. And by way of this program, we do hope we start igniting interest in urban and pavement gardens throughout South Africa, so that we can get rid of dumping, that we can do recycling in a very big way, and we can feed the poor and the hungry. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you, bless you, watch over you for the amazing work that you're doing. Keep well, and assalamu alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And that's where we leave it. An amazing, amazing senior citizen. She's not sitting in a corner and possibly sitting and knitting or crocheting. She is out on the streets. She's tending her gardens, her urban gardens, and she's feeding many, many poor people in her area. It's almost 12 o'clock. Please do stay with us. We'll be taking a quick break and then joined by our next guest, and that, of course, is Russ Naidu, who is an industrial psychologist.